You must be feeling the depths of my soul. That's what it feels like when people donate. Yeah, and so I hope that it can happen more for all of us, that we help each other on a soul level. Uranus moving into Gemini, it's going to be about talk. Did I talk about that? Okay, here we go. And boy, how apropos with how I ushered in things within my community. My community has yet to hear from me, the area that I live in, and yeah, big money has all the power. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about, to kind of clarify that money is a satanic system at the moment. That's why that they talk about that money is the root of all evil. And it's like, no, money is ran by a satanic cult. It's a kind of computerizer which governs the human aperture into a behavior that creates a reality and more like the world as we know it, right? But because it's in the hands of the enemy, who, well, they have masterminded things because they've thought about it better. The satanic way is to never expose any knowledge, any true, real knowledge. Keep them in the dark as much as possible. In fact, I've seen some parents use this on their children where, oh, well, of course they say no when it's really a yes or something like that, really. I mean, yeah, horrible subject matter, right? Because if in true intelligence, I mean, like the human side took money over, first of all, it wouldn't be so segregated and people would not be feeling so isolated. There will be a social arena, and there will also, ow, my cat. There will also be, aren't you glad there's editing? There will also be a relief fund opened up through the communications that we do now. It's not a relief fund that it's a central banking system that opens up because they won the video game simply by claiming their sovereignty. They somehow played a hardball against the enemy, who is the deceiver. Now, the way that you would play hardball, if you really want to think about it, think with me a bit here now, while I play with my cat. The way that you win the deceiver, now it's every way that you figure, how do you win your narcissist? And everybody knows that you can't win a narcissist. What you do is you don't play their game. See? Yeah, but when we're talking about money and what it governs into reality as the world, which is a cesspool at the moment because nobody has differentiated anything. Words are not meaning anything. Apparently, we have the word good and bad. That doesn't matter. We have the word heaven and hell. Not that doesn't exist. God and the devil. Oh, come on! You think those characters are real? That's just one thing. And then you know what I mean? And it's like, well, what do you mean? Can you talk about that more instead of being arrogant and a little bit short, honest? Because I have eternity and here I am. You thought you could shut me up. You see, there's a fucking movement out there to try to shut the voice up, especially the ones that say no to the things that, if you really look at it, anybody in their right mind would say, well, no, that's true, though, that shouldn't be allowed to go on. It's poisonous. It would hurt a lot of other people. It eventually poisons things. You don't want to be poisoned. Sorry. Hi, it's me again. And boy, so it's on and on it goes where, okay, now, I wish I can give you the speech the thoughts that it was going on. In fact, yeah, kind of talking about it a little bit in the shower. Because I had just released a bunch and was downloaded a bunch. And yeah, I was thinking about the woman side, and how that, no, she's the one who threatens the system the most. Why? Well, because she can say yay or nay to whether or not a child is born. To what? Well, to what? Like to give their children away to the system? Or see, really, what the real threat is that if she's very healthy, she gets the natural sense of her position of power, which is that now she teaches her child everything. What I mean is that she is the leader of this, and she has an army called men around her, maybe. Now we're getting into tribal consciousness, which, now this is a fact. In the tribes and some civilizations before, they were women ran. And that just means that the people that have the power to say yes or no to whether or not another uh, human being forms, but really that's loose language. You want to say a fetus forms and she gives birth to another possibility that a human can exist there. Because, okay, so if it's born as a man, kind of loose language out there, I'm not making this up, but see, a man is not born into his world, he's born into the woman's world. From her, there, created from her and born into her abode, and he has to go out and find his particular intelligence, the man's side of things. He has to find his humanity, and or he has to become a human being. I've talked about this before, and if I have new subscribers, which I don't think I do, I had this one subscriber who thought that they would watch me play guitar and steal some of my chords and stuff, and I'm like, well, maybe later. I might be being stolen from all the time, and that's just what you get for being a creator. And it's not being stolen from, really. We're giving it to you, by the way. Why do you act like that? You know what I mean? And can't you fucking people learn how to reciprocate anything? Even just like, wow, thank you. I learned so much. I didn't know you can go up and down the frets like that. I wanted to talk, well, I was talking about getting along the subject matter that is weird because it seems that men and women have these issues, but it's like, no. This is a kind of an issue of what's going on here. Yeah, see, if you want freedom of any kind, because you're not free, really not in the world, you are in an imprisonment. Now, but the only freedom that you have, believe it or not, and this is really ironic, she keeps bringing this cat back and I keep throwing it at her. The only freedom that you have, it lives in a cage. You have a rib cage, and it's your heart awareness. That's the only access that you'll have of freedom in this life. That cage that you have is not yours, that houses the heart. See, your heart is involved with a certain kind of memory that might go back into soul. There's the upper level of mind, there's the higher mind, and then there's the lower mind. And with the higher mind is the sky. There's only one of those, babes. There's only one. And it's the same for all. Energetically, it is the same for all. We're talking, when you want to talk about sameness for everybody, we're talking about what's the same is that we are all energy. And we're all dealing and we all have access to energy, and we're all having to handle energy, and we're all having to be within this soup of energy. And that's saying very loosely something which needs definition, and I would further say that it's a vibrational frequency, and that's how we get the realm of all matter, which apparently is just a light frequency, so atomically. Hi. So anyway, I was going to play some music, yes, later on. I'm going through a lot. I really appreciate the people that are being generous towards me, because to me that's love, right? If I am been experiencing way too many consecutive years of, apparently the enemy just does not appreciate me, and It's like, well, how long, Shauna? Because you are 5 decades old now, and do you not remember that every single decade you would notice people that don't appreciate you? So what the fuck went on? Well, Neptune opposed my Venus, and it became a big kind of thing that would stick out. It's strange, and now Neptune going over my ascendant. Here's what's really strange: is being projected upon. And lo and behold, of course, I have to be careful of making myself look like something. But it's like, oh no, I'm very aware of uh, that I act spontaneously, and I'm an animated creature here. I respond to something that is going on.
Oh, she's so great and marvelous. I just love her a lot. She's wonderful. Oh, you've done. She,
She caught a darn mouse yesterday, and she was kind of playing rough with it, see, and the mouse didn't like that, and I think her friend might have tried to escape her, but is not doing well right now anyway. I was trying to talk about something. My cat is a really great distraction, right? We want to just feel better. You know, the money system, because it is hooked into a satanic cult, it's hooked into our nervous system. They have taken away the feminine aspect of everything, especially what I mean is, okay, so what I mean, it's hard to talk about without really expanding for like 3 or 9 hours. How do you like my shirt?
oh, it's big. That's just the run and the run and the gang. And don and bon. Oh, whoa. Well, I just love her a lot.
Aren't you glad there's editing? I mean, I've been at this cat talk for 12 minutes now, but you wouldn't know it because I edited it. Oh boy, don't you wish we had these kinds of lives that we could just worry about these minute things and be good with our joy. Getting back to what I really wanted to talk about, all that money does for us really is it helps us protect ourselves and feel less stress. Really, it's less cortisol, and we can be more creative with less stress and less of the survival game. Everybody knows that. See, because money is ran and handled by a satanic cult, which is just laughing at us, whoever us are. Well, if you don't know, see, you most likely don't know how to live within the imprisonment that you're in. See, I was trying to talk about that the world is an imprisonment, and ironically, the only place that you will have freedom is locked in a cage. Your rib cage here, and you have a heart there. That's your central intelligence system for sure. See, you're supposed to treat money the way what it really is the means through which to protect yourself. Look at this cat. Can we just get on the same page as to what the fuck we're talking about? I say really further, if you really want to know, babes, I've done this before the last 2,000 videos, man, this is what I'm all about. Outer space. That place just beyond the nose. Keep going, there it is. Watch out for the coffee table narcissist. How's your shin? Now that's God there. Of course it's a punishing God when it's the truth that you don't look at. Now, when I say this stuff, babes, I get back to the fact that there's two different, very diametrically opposed types here on this plane. One outnumbers the other. It's certainly not intelligence that outnumbers the one. The one that's outnumbered is intelligence. They're trying to get a move on. Now, did I talk in the beginning, having edited out the cat scene that went on for 10 minutes, that women have been annexed out of being included as a civilization. Let's just say, if there was a civilization, they sure don't acknowledge women as being the leaders here, the bleeders, by the way. When you talk about the Christ and the blood sacrifice and all that shit. It's like, you guys are so cuckoo. You're listening to stories, you're turning it around, you're fucking locked in the back of your head about it, and you've never had an experience yet, and once you do, don't you think that it's the same for all? Yeah, it is. It is the same for all. There's only one reality behind all realities if you keep looking at it. We have a chance to get on the same page and or age, put the P down, and open up a Facebook account and say, hey man, I just noticed that reality was here. Did you? And did you notice the effort to point at it through social media? Now, I'm talking about what happens in reality, the truth. A lot of people don't know that this is so necessary because they don't know that what the truth is. They don't know how to talk about it. Did you know that there's the truth about the truth? It's a very real conversation. I'm going to keep going on and on with it like any Krishnamurti or Maharaji or Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh or Baba Ram Das or Terence McKenna. They all have their different styles, but their minds are blown and they've tapped in and they're like, we need to talk. Especially if you think you found something worthwhile, babe, is what's behind your cage here. You have the freedom to go there and get what's connected because it's an electrical current. It's that's your router kind of thing. Your cage, you have a skeleton that is an antenna. Your antenna picks up all of this stuff. Your rib cage is looking like an antenna of some sort. It's something that picks up vibrational frequencies. It's not just to protect all of your lungs and stuff in your heart. It's a instrument that's picking up electromagnetic currents. And this is the main reason why to use social media, because there's a possibility that enlightenment and or human beings are here, outnumbered, and there's a possibility that non-human beings are here, and we are to discuss it here using the typewriters, because there's two types, babes. It's as blatant as that they call it a typewriter. Okay, you have a keyboard. Keys, I'll tell you what that is. You know what keys are. They are a certain kind of patterning that fits perfectly into, and it unlocks something.